Greetings from South Carolina. Danny Staten here on the Danny Staten channel, bringing you night flights nobody's gonna watch, and I doubt nobody cares. So let's just go ahead and give people a chance to come in and find something cool to watch as we present Night Flights Returns, a little, about an hour long preview of upcoming stuff.
Now you can collect one of 3 different pumpkins with the purchase of every McDonald's Halloween Pumpkin Happy Meal. What you put in them is up to you. Everyone loves a Saturday night on the town. These guys, in particular.
He's out there is killing people. Nobody can do a thing about it but us. Us? He can't do nothing. Do it! Do it! What? Sky, I don't believe this.
The Monster Squad, rated PG-13. Starts Friday at a theater near you.
Greetings, Gamer Bro.
At Target, we have everything you need for Halloween, including decorations that could turn any house into a haunted house and a frighteningly large selection of candy. Target, your first stop for Halloween.
Yeah, share this out if you can. Greetings, YouTube. Danny Staten here on the Danny Staten channel. Night Flights has returned.
You'll find coupons for savings on Hershey's candies. Recipe.
Thought I'd come out here and jam a few videos with you on a nice warm night here in South Carolina.
We have Gordon supermarkets, especially marked Pepsi Cola 2 liters are just 89 cents. This Halloween.
Maybe I should have let somebody know I was going to do this. I didn't know I was going to do this. I just decided to go live at the last minute.
Are turning into a monster with sinister powers? Get to bring your side of the family. Show mine shoes on my side. The Simpsons kick off Fox's Halloween Bash Thursday. What is about to happen is not for the squeamish. The Baron Frankenstein is ready to infuse life into his...
Greetings, King of Cleveland.
Infuses has flown, and no refreshment.
You actually got a job? Wow.
So the Baron goes to...
I hadn't had one of them motherfuckers in years.
Like any other normal citizen. And Frankenstein administers the cold Heinigenstein. And quickly, the monster is refreshed and ready to take his place in society. Heineken is the only beer able to do this because it refreshes the parts other beers cannot reach.
I decided like 2 minutes ago I was going to go live. I have no idea what I'm playing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just said I hadn't been live in like 3 months. And I'm still trying to learn this new laptop I got.
Universal Studios monsters are on the loose.
But I'm working on it.
The dark sticker inside every Kids Club meal at Burger King.
Well, you work at McDonald's now?
Burger King Kids Club. Great food, cool stuff, kids only.
Halloween is coming, my favorite holiday. I give my friends something.
Anybody watching the replay wonder who I'm talking to? Read the chat. You can see Jacob, King of Cleveland, in the chat.
With
Feel free to drop your link, Jacob.
Refund with every 2 specially marked Nestle mini bags and $1's worth of coupons at every specially marked Halloween pack. There are my friends now.
And feel free to share this stream out.
Yes, we are.
You know, because I like really give a damn who's watching.
Did I scare you? Well, if you really want to be frightened, call me at 1-900-909-3344. I'll tell you a different spooky story every
I
time.
dare anybody to call that number on the screen now.
Some little ruffy creatures, and part of your $2.35 2-minute call will go to Special Olympics. So get your parents' permission and call me at 1-900-909-3344 unless you're afraid of...
Happy Halloween! Oh, God darn it, I'm late.
Hallmark has the things to make Halloween the day of double things. Scare off some friends with spooky pumpkins and t-shirt containers about to be dropped past Hallmark spell to return for the worst for masks of the universe. With things from Hallmark, let's know rather when Halloween take resorts further. Look where Hallmark products lurk. You'll find things most frightening. This movie soundtrack can make your Halloween enlightening. Welcome, friends.
If you've been missing your earring, shed tears no more. Cause Fox Kids takes a ride with a Mega Blast of all new eerie episodes
It's gonna be a major blast.
because the time has come.
Yeah, I didn't expect nobody to stay any fucking way.
Saturday at 10 only on Fox Kids Take a Ride.
Okay, so that stuff isn't real popular, apparently. I was just playing a little something there. Kind of get the show going, you know what I mean? Oh, wow. Hold on for 1 minute, YouTube. Well, I hadn't did this in a while, have I? I actually had the volume going on the phone I was monitoring the chat with. Yeah, we won't be doing that. So let me see if I can find another little something to play, you know, to kind of pass the time, I guess. You know, I really enjoy stuff from my good friend Dave Sunstorm. And it's been a while since I shouted out channels. Everybody be sure to check out my friend Dave. And
As a 10-year-old kid, I could not
You'll
wait
enjoy
for
this.
Saturday morning to arrive to get my Land of the Lost fix. Unlike some of the other nuttier Sid and Marty Krofft shows, remember Lidsville? This one, while still not entirely plausible, had the benefit of a handful of great writers, headed by the show's creator, Star Trek alumnus David Gerrold. Each week I would be
You know, when I used to do
transferred
live
another
streams, people actually
maze of
came.
adventures filled with the often kind Pakuni and the always malevolent Sleestack. Man, I hated those guys. But as much as I hated the Sleestacks, I loved Holly Marshall. I loved her for a number of reasons, but here are the top 3. 1, we were roughly the same age. 2, she was kind and brave. And 3, she was really cute. Over the course of 3 seasons, actress Kathy Coleman would play Holly Marshall to perfection. This was not her first gig. In fact, prior to this role, she'd been in a group called the Mike Curb Congregation. This group had a top 40 pop hit in the early 70s with the title cut from their album Burning Bridges. I guess it was used in the movie Kelly's Heroes. They also had another hit in the 70s with a song called Sweet Gingerbread Man, and then they did a cover of the Sherman Brothers' It's a Small, Small World, which was a minor hit. Not sure exactly when Kathy joined the group, but my best guess would be somewhere around 72 or 73. After Land of the Lost ended its initial run in 1977, Kathy found herself at an awkward age in Hollywood where she was auditioning for roles with other actresses who were 18 years or older and as such legally adults. Because they could pass for 15, 16, or 17, and the producers wouldn't have to deal with all of the special rules that come along with hiring a minor, these actresses had a leg up on Kathy, and because of that, she focused her time on school and other projects. She did, however, get hired for a Burger King commercial when she was 17. By the way, the image you see on the screen right now, it's a recreation. I could not find any archived images of the actual television commercials. Throughout it all, Kathy lived her life. She got married, she helped her husband maintain a farm. In the early 90s, she was contacted about reprising her role as Holly in a new version of Land of the Lost. Unfortunately, negotiations broke down and the producers made the decision to rewrite the character as Krista, another young woman who had been trapped into Land of the Lost. From time to time, Kathy would find time to act, but most often
Whoa,
in
somebody
little
actually
plays.
came by.
She did, however,
Wonder
start
who
to
that
write her
is.
memoirs. Lessons learned from her relationships. Lessons learned from life. She also began attending comic conventions where she developed a reputation as someone who was approachable and easy to connect with. When Land of the Lost was made into a live-action feature film in
Then they
2009, the character of Holly Marshall was radically reconceived. She was no longer Rick Marshall's daughter. Instead, she was a potential love interest for Will Ferrell's character. In a nod to Kathy's portrayal of Holly, there were scenes
How you
where she
doing,
wore Ferrell's
Sam?
iconic plaid shirt and red corduroy pants. But it wasn't enough for die-hard fans who weren't interested in a parody. They wanted a legitimate action flick that had the same heart as the show, but with improved special effects. And it didn't help that Kathy's cameo was cut from the final version of the film. Still, you can find it on YouTube. I'll put a link in the upper right section of this video. There it is. Don't click on it yet because you need to know about Kathy's amazing book, Run, Holly, Run. I mentioned earlier that she had started working on her memoirs years ago, and it turned out to be a wonderful labor of love. You can pick her book up at Amazon. I'll put a link in the description field. You know, I bet she'd really love it if you picked up a copy. It's a great book. I highly recommend it. Kathy practices the fine art of positivity to perfection, and her book will not only take you back to the 70s and the making of Land of the Lost, but it will inspire you. Yep, I said it, the I word. This book is just that good. So that's it. Did you enjoy the original version of Land of the Lost as much as I did, and in particular, Kathy's performance as Holly Marshall? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. And while you're
Okay, that's a video by my friend Dave Sunstorm. When I get around to it, I'll drop Dave's link in the chat. I see my friend Tennessee Paranormal Sam in the chat. Greetings, my friend. It's good to see you. Be sure to drop your link, my friend. Be sure to drop your link, because I think when people actually watch this back in the morning, because I tend to do my live streams really late at night when nobody's awake, and nobody actually gets to see them live, I don't think, hardly ever. Maybe one or two people. You know, it's kind of weird that most people watch me on the replay, but they do check the chat and they do pick up links. Hey, check this out. I bet you've never seen this before. This is an original video.
Oh, don't judge me, Anton.
Let me get it going on here real quick. And they're not going to let me skip it, are they?
Everyone,
But you never saw this.
is looking for the last one.
Original Charles Manson and the family.
Don't need anymore. And you are saying no place left to go.
Because only Danny Staten would play Charles Manson videos, right? Yep, there you go.
How else do you think I could talk with you except through the music? How else do you think I can stop the confusion that's in your mind? Come on, sing this song as you come along to the music. Each time to now everybody knows that the everybody knows that the when you try to pass this much time.
Actually, he did.
It's upside down. It's upside down. Yeah, though you walk through the valley of death, I'll be beside you. It's a near and the end, so come on in and I'll find you. He ride like the wind. With his hair long and flowing. Ain't no crime, ain't no sin. In his eyes always knowing. The fear is all gone. And the time the winds are blowing. His motor's running good.
Hey, I'm doing the same thing.
Like the wind, if you ride, put your past far behind. We'll find a place to hide, where the man won't find you.
Welcome to Night Flies, the only place you'll see Charles Manson performing videos. Wow. You know, that was a rarity. Yes, Tennessee Paranormal Sam. Charles Manson did have a music career. Yes, that song, by the way, was produced and the backing music was done by the Beach Boys. You know, he actually, Charles Manson actually was a very talented songwriter and musician. And according to some people, some of his music was actually stole by the Beach Boys, is what started the whole Helter Skelter thing. I could talk for hours about that, but I'm not going to, because this is Night Flies, and we're partying, and we're showing cool stuff. And tonight I'm going to show an episode of Ghostbusters, because you know it was my favorite show when I was a kid, and I always liked to jam it. Like I said, I'm only going to be on for an hour tonight, and I really hope you enjoy my little preview of upcoming stuff. I got me a new laptop, and I'm working on getting the StreamYards thing going and learning how to do videos a different way. And I promise in the future I might be doing a lot more professional shows when I actually learn how to use the computer. But unfortunately, giving me a computer was like giving a caveman a car and telling him to drive. I'm still trying to learn everything. But I've actually learned a lot in the last 2 weeks, and that's why I hadn't been doing live streams or very much of anything else. I've been trying my best. Oh my God. Trying my best to learn how to do the computer. And that's not an easy task when you're a caveman. I hadn't had a computer since 1999 or 2000. And relearning everything is really a real difficult thing. Once I got a cell phone, I never thought I needed a computer again until recently. And I realized how hard it was to try to do StreamYards and download all that crap on a telephone. That's why I got the computer. And once I get that learned, I promise it'll be a different story. And now for an episode of my favorite show from when I was a kid, The Real Ghostbusters.
Mr. Hyde. Mr. Hyde, are you there? At last, at long last, I, Dr. Jekyll, am able to return from the great beyond without that horrendous creature which is my other self, that despicable beast who is so without my charm, my savoir-faire, my culture, my appeal. Appeal?
What are you crying about? You asked for a peel, I gave you one. Hey! What? Somebody's coming?
Who doesn't even know who he is?
Sure I do. I'm your other you.
Not for long. If I can find a dolt with absolutely no personality, I can take care of you, standing on my head.
I love this part.
We're the Ghostbusters. I'm Spencer. He's Tracy. I'm Kong. We're the Ghostbusters. We're clever, courageous, and strong. Your street has been haunted with whispers and rattlings. Your blood has been curdled. We know what to do. Your skin has the creepies. You wonder what's happening. You're safe in our hands. We will take care of you. We're the Ghostbusters. Spirits and demons beware. The Ghostbusters. Wherever you're hiding out there. We know what you're up to. We're ready for anything. We're bold and we're fearless and never afraid. We're always prepared. We're right there with every with us on the job. Trouble soon fade. The Ghostbusters do it again. Spence, what are you doing? What does it look like I'm doing? Well, it looks like you're getting heels put on your shoes. How'd you guess? Gee, Trace. I think you made one heel higher than the other. There. Boy, we sure could have used you at the Leaning Tower of Pittsburgh. That was the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Get rid of that thing and start pounding around. Hey! It's a flying saucer on its way back to Mars! It's a pizza, you nitwit. You better hurry. There ain't another saucer till 1993. Why don't you two clowns go take a long walk on a short pier? I got some studying to do here. What kind of studying? Well, I'm taking a course in personality development. This here book teaches you how to make your personality grow. It's called How to Build a Bigger You. Tracy made a bigger you. The book means you. Y-O-U. Now you know Tracy can't spell. Hey, listen. Maybe I could take this personality building course along with you. Well, there's only one problem. In order to build a personality, you've got to have one to start with. Are you suggesting I ain't got no personality? Well, let's put it like this. If personality was an outboard motor, you would need a typhoon to sail across a raindrop. All right, then let's put it to the test. Now, here's what you and I are a couple of strangers. We're going to meet on the street for the first time. Here's how it goes. Hello, buddy. My name is Kong. Glad to know you. Hey, what a handsome suit. I want the name of your tailor. How are the wife and kids? That's good. Listen, we ought to have lunch one of these days. You know, discuss problems of mutual interest, like the price of bamboo in Borneo and tin in Tanzania and goat's milk in the Himalayas. I mean, you know, all things of relative interest to you and me. Oh, yeah? Trace, will you take this ball of fire and go get our next ghost-busting assignment?
I love this show.
Oh, the rare butterfly. The frumiest bander's snatch. What delicacy. What beauty. How unlike that monster I created. The horrendous Mr. Hyde.
Who made scratching sound? Here, spell it. How?
Why did I ever invent the formula that turned me into you? And whatever went wrong that produced both of us at the same time?
Maybe you didn't use enough salt.
Whatever went wrong, I am now able to correct that situation. I can neutralize the personality-splitting effects of the formula by mixing a potion containing a personal article belonging to a person who is absolutely devoid of personality.
I resent Kong saying I ain't got no personality. If I ain't got no personality, the sun ain't shining right now. All right, so I ain't got no personality. Keep your eye on the road. And watch out for that bump. I told you to watch that bump. It's heading right for the tree. It missed. I'll get the message. Chase the car later. Start the message.
This is Zero, Ghostbusters. Your next assignment involves the ghosts of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Send them back. And hold on to your hats. The state will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
It's 3 o'clock. Let's get out of here. We better get the car.
Hold on to your hats. Now, I wonder what Mr. Zero meant by that. Hey. Yeah.
Yeah, and who are Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Well, I read about him once. It seems that this Dr. Jekyll invented a secret formula. Whenever he'd take it, he'd turn into Mr. Hyde. And then when the formula would wear off, he'd go back to being Dr. Jekyll again.
I'll check the files and see if we got any more information about Jekyll and Hyde.
Good thinking, Spence. Huh?
Let's see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. These drawers won't open for anyone. He's just waiting for a bus, and when the drawer opens, he'll grab it. That's using the old noodle, Tracy.
Yeah, Mox, I'm back. Not that nobody noticed. A couple people, but that's about it. I wished I was capable of curing.
He did that wrong.
There. That should do it. This should get some action.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm writing a letter to the Animal Society. I was down to the museum the other day, and you want to see the way they treat those dinosaurs. They look like skeletons. Say, how do you spell scrawny? With a deer or a buffalo? Say, anybody ever tell you you got a nice handwriting? Gee, that's the one thing I never did learn. How to make punctuations.
That does it. I can wait no longer to get what I need for my patient.
What are we doing here?
We have to go through here to get to town to find our IP subject.
Did we have to come through here? What are we doing here? On our way up to the old castle. I figure that's where Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde are holed up. Why do we have to pass through here to get to the castle? Actually, we don't. We could hire a cab and go to the airport and take a plane to the Mediterranean,
Hop a boat, sail to Brazil, paddle canoes
to the Panama Canal, and then get 3 motorcycles and
drive to town.
On the way, we could stop off at Carlsbad Caverns. I know a couple of pretty girls there.
Hey, wasn't this guy a stooge?
Trayson, come on. I don't care what he says. I'm not going in there. Wait a minute. I think I know that guy in the fur coat. Louis! Say, did you used to have a summer home in the La Brea tar pits? I'll talk to your friend over there. Hello. Oh, what a wonderful hide you have here. I'd love to meet your Tanner sometime. How are your wife and kids? All right. We'll have to get together sometime and have lunch together. And we'll have some interesting hours trading dinosaur jokes. And also some problems relative to buffs. Oh, yeah? Hey, Strange, where are you? Hey, I thought you guys were following me. Hey, wait a minute, wait.
This is where they came. We'll have to get a personal article from the one with no personality at all.
I wish these people would learn to write right. I don't understand a thing it says.
Ghostbusters. We'll have to pull this off before they get wise to us. If they send us back before I neutralize you, we'll be stuck together forever.
You're right, Pong. That ghost had to be Mr. Hyde. He sure wasn't no doctor.
Did someone call for a doctor?
No, I just said the word doctor. But as long as you're here. Don't let this guy fool you. He's not what he pretends to be. He ain't. Did you ever hear of a door-to-door doctor? You mean he's a quack? Only a bedbug. A bedbug? Nobody move. I'll get him. I'll get him. It's him, Mr. Hyde. But that must be Dr. Jekyll. Hello. They came back together. Hold on to your hats. Yeah. They're getting away, you fool. Why didn't we send them back when they first came into the office? Well, I wanted to catch them unawares. Besides, the ghost dematerializer was not handy. Oh, yeah? You was running just as fast as me and Tracy was. Are you?
Yeah, that's my other channel, the Daily Damn Blog.
Listen, if I was scared, he works for Scotland Yard.
I got like 4 channels, so.
Well, what do you hear from Jack the Ripper, wise guy? So, gotta figure some way to get in that door. You're gonna open that lock with those keys?
my God.
This I gotta see.
I'm so drunk.
Never thought it would work. Come on.
That's using the old noodle, Tracy.
Formula is almost complete. All I need is a personal article from that dullard we saw in the cemetery, and I will be rid of Mr. Hyde forever. What are you doing?
I haven't figured it out yet. It keeps rolling away.
Go get that thing.
There's someone coming.
I think I saw something go into 3 of those caves.
While he's taking a bus ride, let's us go get a hold of Dr. Jekyll. Come on. Aha! Well, you're mixing your last formula for a long time, Doctor.
You're not sending me back till I finish my potion.
Why did he do that? And what does he mean about completing his potion? Hey, how come I'm tipping my hat and there ain't no ladies around?
I need your hat for my potion.
I don't know why he needs your hat. We've got to stop him.
I forgot my lunch. Oh, the hat.
Put the hat in the potion.
Go, go! Down! Too late. Quick, the ghostly materializer.
At least when I go back, I'll go back without you, Mr. Hyde. That no personality nincompoop's hat should be taking effect any second.
Well, it would have if I had put this hat in. But no, I put this one in. I got this at the office while we were there. I'm only Neanderthal man, you know.
Gorillas.
Oh. I guess we'll be seeing a lot of each other.
Well, we won't.
Well, so much for Jekyll and Hyde. We won't be hearing from them for a while.
Yeah, well, if they do come back, you better hide. Jekyll will be looking for you in your hat again.
Oh, yeah? The way you talk, you'd think I was the only guy in the world with no personality.
No, there's two of you I know.
Yeah?
Jekyll could have used his hat, too. Hey, where is your hat, anyway? Hey!
Well, YouTube, I hope you enjoyed that. That was an episode of Ghostbusters from back in the day. I used to love that show. It was part of my childhood. You got to give me 1 second. I'm doing this the old-fashioned way, phone to phone tonight, because I still haven't learned how to use my laptop. I'm like a dinosaur, but I got a new laptop, and I've been learning how to use it all week. And really soon, Daddy Dan will be doing a professional show here on the Danny Staten channel, which I do night flights on Wednesday nights usually. I hadn't done them in about 3 months. I've been taking a little time off. You know, my mom passed away, and it really kind of bothered me, and I took a little time off. Got a new computer, been learning it. Planning to go back on the Daily Dan blog with 13 O'Clock Live, where I'm actually a paranormal investigator here in South Carolina. Always checking out the ghosts, Bigfoot, UFOs, the lizard man, any kind of strange paranormal stuff that goes on in South Carolina. And you can find that link probably in the chat somewhere. Hey, I want everybody to check out this. I sent my real good friend Thrash Pondo Ponza a comic book. He took time to review that comic book. And you know I like to do shout outs here on the Danny Staten channel. And when you watch Night Flights, remember, this is a show where you can share your link. If you have a channel, I expect you to share your link. If you don't, I will. And we'll help every channel grow. And I'm doing everything I can to help my friends grow. And this is my friend Thrash Pondo Pons. Actually, he's my partner in crime because we have a live stream coming up we're going to be doing together where we review old movies and old TV shows. I'm not sure what channel that's going to be on, probably his, but I'll drop that link in the chat and check out this where he reviews a comic book that I sent him. And it means a lot to me that he took time to do this.
Good morning, YouTube. Thrash Pondo here, and I'm bringing you another one of my infamous Wretched recaps. And today's, in case you haven't already deduced, is going to be the classic Gold Key comic from 1973, Dark Shadows. This was actually a gift from super duper grouper friend of channel, Danny Staten, and crikey, ain't she a beauty? But in the event, without any further ado, and we open up with, oh look, an ad for firearms. The Daisy BB gun. And they say basically if you clean your room, your parents will get you a BB gun. Okay, great. We then go into the action. We see this young lady running to Collinwood with a problem because, of course, you always take your problems to vampires. And we find out that her husband is missing because naturally the first person you would want to employ in a search for a missing husband would be a vampire. And as she explains, apparently she and her husband were friends of Barnabas, and he just happens to have this professor standing around when she gets there, and the three of them decide to go on a quest to find said missing husband, and proceed to set out the next day in what can only be described as a place even creepier than Collinwood. And then we move forward into this advertisement for patches, because of course this is what we did back in the 70s. If you had mundane, dull clothing, you'd send away for these patches for less than $1. And they'd send you these really cool patches, and you would take your dull clothing and put really cheap patches all over it to make it look cooler. 70s were an odd time. And then moving forward, Stagecoach driver says, yeah, I'm not taking you the whole way. And they're like, huh? And he goes, oh yeah, that village is cursed, I'm not going anywhere near it. You'd think they would have had some of that conversation before they left to go on the journey with the Stagecoach driver, but anyway, live and learn. So they foot it to this H.P. Lovecraftian-esque village run by a guy who, again, looks like something right out of H.P. Lovecraft, and he's the innkeeper, and he agrees to rent them a room because he has a number of vacancies because for some strange reason they don't get a lot of tourists in this area. And they decide that they'll look for the missing husband in the morning. But meanwhile, our creepy innkeeper puts on this really dark Emperor Palpatine style cloak, making him even creepier, and is run off to some secret meeting. What is this, Dagon all of a sudden? Anyway, and he meets this even creepier looking guy who looks like a demonically possessed Bob Newhart, and they talk cryptically about the secret meeting. You know, at some point you're going to have to reveal what the secret meeting is. But anyway, moving forward, Barnabas, who, as we all know, is a vampire, and therefore really can't go out on the day, so he's waiting for his buddy here, Quentin, who shows up in another stagecoach. Now, if this guy was going to show up here with the stagecoach anyway, why did they all hitch a ride with him? You could find some adequate excuse as to why he has a coffin in his stagecoach, but anyway, live and learn. But anyway, yes, he has Barnabas's coffin, which he has to hide in during the day, and he's going to find some convenient excuse why he was gone all day. And anyway, we go to another advertisement for selling cheap crap door to door, and then be rewarded with more cheap crap, or these 88 mini posters, because that's a cool thing about posters. You want them as mini as possible. Nobody wants a really big poster. Why would you want that? But anyway, they decide that they're going to hide the coffin, and yep, you guessed it, in a graveyard. And they put it in this sort of mausoleum type thing. And he thinks it'll be nice and safe there until this guy pops out and says, "What are you doing in my mausoleum?" And Barnabas goes, a plot twist. Meanwhile, Quentin here, he's about to head home when all of a sudden he gets assaulted by this multi-headed dog. Cerebus? No. He had 3 heads. This dog only has 2. Well, perhaps they thought they'd get sued for copyright infringement from 3 Dog Night. Anywho, we skip on to more advertisements. This actually, they're trying to spin this like it's a good thing. It's a 16-page quote-unquote catalog. It's actually 16 pages of advertisement for cheap crap toys they sold in the 70s. First one is this Baby Alive, and if you were alive at this time, you couldn't get the earworm jingle they had out of your head. Baby Alive, soft and sweet. It's, oh my God. And then it skips forward to this other talking doll, which is even creepier than the Baby Alive. And then you can actually get...
I'm going for a mixed drink. I will be back.
Vegetables. They had this whole Go Green thing started in the 70s, and everybody wanted to become farmers. But moving forward, we then have the Easy Bake Oven, and this one is done as a mystery, where the poor girl is making little cakes with her Easy Bake Oven, and they keep disappearing. And anyway, guess who the Phantom is? Yep, it's Dad. Dad keeps taking the little cakes and eating them all for himself. This is a weird one. It's an electric toothbrush. That in and of itself is not weird, but it's a Snoopy electric toothbrush, and you snap the toothbrush into Snoopy's head and brush your teeth. Weird. We then go on to Fal Albert. I'm not even going to touch that one. Some really, really cool cars. Action racers. Those were cool. I had some of these when I was a kid. And these are actually the coolest ones right here. They actually had parts that would fall off them. So what you would do is you'd snap them together, race them, crash them into each other, and have all the parts go flying off, and simulating a NASCAR crash. Good times. Good times. There's a football game where you had... I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember those view reels, where it wasn't like a live action, short like you'd find on YouTube and stuff. It was a series of cells, and you'd put them through this little light machine, and it would project the image. And apparently this football game actually had that, so you could actually watch the action you were recreating over the course of your game. Sounds fun. Here we see a little model airport. That could be cool. This, I remember, these were little models, and what they would do is they were very junior sculptors, and it was a block of crud, and on the inside there'd be like a solid depiction of either Fred, in this case Fred, or one of the characters from the Flintstones. And what you would do is you would take a little hammer and you would chip away. The lighter material will flake off, and you'd be left with this little statue, and you'd feel like a sculptor. And I remember I didn't have one, so I took a block of ivory soap, and chipped away at it all day with a butter knife. And my mother came to find out little shards of soap everywhere and had to explain to me that that's not how you do it. I was so disappointed because I really wanted to make a dinosaur. And, oh well, life goes on. Oh, and here, these novelty items, which never work, x-ray glasses and that type of thing. We found at the end that there's a toy sweepstakes, and if you enter, you can win some of the cheap crap you're only going to see. It's 16 pages of advertisements. But now back to the action. And that dog attack, the dog kind of goes vroom and runs right by him. And he shows up in the house, and he finds the other two people there, the professor and the lady looking for her husband. And I just had this weird experience. The dog attacked me and then ran right by me, and the professor goes, dog, huh? More about that later, I'm guessing. They then go on to wonder where the heck is Barnabas. But before they can, we have another advertisement. This is for some cheap Disney stuff. Disney World had just got operational at this point, so Disney was plugging everything everywhere. And oh look, some zombie types, or Dibbicks at least, show up and grab our heroes and drag them to the town hall. And they go, oh wait, Barnabas will save us, and well, not quite. They got Barnabas too. Of course, they don't know he's a vampire, and that's his big reveal. You can't kill me, I'm one of your kind. And they go, okay, well, prove it. Drain your friends. And while he's trying to tap dances out of this, the professor goes, oh yes, that dog, I know an incantation. And he mumbles some Rungda, Gort Cloud Tuberodanicto, causing the dog to go bazonkers, and he kills all the vampires in the village in a wild dog bloodlust. Moving on to more advertisements, more of those little novelty magic tricks, which again never worked. By the time you realize that, they had their money and were gone. Oh, and guess what? Remember that missing husband? Yeah, you guessed it. He was one of the vampires, or became a vampire, I should say, and tries to turn his wife into a vampire as well.
Yeah, they always do.
When he gets a stake
but I get a lot of people that watch me on the rewind.
Crashes on him, killing him. And the folks all kind of get together and have their Matlock moment where they say, oh, that was a really good bluff, saying you were a vampire to buy us time, Barnabas. And he goes, yes, bluff. Yes, I was bluffing, wasn't I? Bluff. And they all kind of go on with their lives. This, of course, is at the time, I guess, where Barnabas was a good guy. People change. And then, and remember those little soldier things that they always had in the back of this? This one's a cool one. I'll see if I can get a in shot. You know how we've had Revolutionary soldiers and World War II soldiers? This time, it's actually Roman soldiers. Man, that would have been cool. But again, I'm sure the offer is long, no longer valid. And then we end here with way to get cheap bikes. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. I want to thank Mr. Dan once again for this Dark Shadows comic, which provided wonderful material for my wretched recap. If you guys want to see more of these, please let me know in the comment below. But that's all I have for you today. So until next time, be good, be safe, be careful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all again very, 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 very soon.
That's my friend Thrash Pondo Pons. You'll find his link in the chat, as well as links for a few other channels I throwed out there. Check out Daily Dan Blog. That's my main channel. You'll see me do a live stream starting back really soon called 13 O'Clock Live. You can go to the playlist, check out live, see some of the old live streams I've done where I talk about UFOs, Bigfoot, and other cryptids on my paranormal channel. You know, I'm a paranormal investigator here in South Carolina. And on this channel, I kind of stick to my other interest, where I talk about, well, on night flights, I kind of do old, cool, good stuff. And I'm kind of only doing that here until my channel, Daily Dan's The Good Stuff, and you can find that link in the chat, reaches 1,000 subscribers. And when it does, I'll move night flights to the Good Stuff channel and do the night flight stuff over there. And I hope everybody enjoys that. Really, I hadn't planned to even come on tonight. Usually on night flights, I play some old TV shows. hit you up with a couple of really cool things, you know. Play some stuff from other people's channels, like my friend Dave Sunstorm and his brother Steven Sunstorm. Oh my God, let me drop Steven's link in the chat when I play us out for tonight with something really cool from my friend Dave Sunstorm. Something right up my alley. Something I think y'all will enjoy. Because Dave Sunstorm is one of the few people that lets Daily Dan, Danny Staten,
Government office called the
play his videos on my channel. And I really appreciate that, Dave. And I love playing your stuff. I really do.
70s, there was only one superhero on primetime television, and he did not wear a cape. His name was Steve Austin, and he was bionic. Barely alive after a plane crash, the government rebuilt him to the tune of $6 million, which, by the way, was a whole heck of a lot of money way back then. Sunday nights on ABC were required viewing if you were a kid between the ages of 10 and 14, and things went freaking
Comment
crazy
again,
in
Harper.
Season 3 when Steve ran into this furry feller. Yep, Bigfoot. Or if you are a scientist, you may refer to him as a Sasquatch. Either way, I was in seventh heaven when these two crossed paths. Why? Well, let's take a step back in time for just a moment. You see, way back in the mid-70s, it felt like everybody had a soft spot for Bigfoot. This particular footage was getting a ton of press, and there were actually people heading out into the wilderness to try and track one of these guys down. And there were a bunch of Bigfoot movies as well. My old man took me to all of them. Not sure why. Maybe because they were rated G and he was trying to take us to family-friendly movies. But truth be told, I would have been better off going to a Dirty Harry movie, or Death Wish, or something less family-friendly, because Bigfoot scared the crap out of me. I was certain that at some point, not sure where, not sure when, we were going to cross paths. And when we did, well, I was also quite certain that things would not go well for me. But let's get back to the $6 million man. Starting with a trio of TV movies in 1973, the actual series started in 1974 and ran for 5 seasons on the ABC TV network. It told the story of a former astronaut, Colonel Steve Austin, portrayed by actor Lee Majors. Austin has superhuman strength due to bionic implants, and he's employed as a secret agent for a fictional U.S. government office called the OSI. The series was based on a popular novel by Martin Caidin called Cyborg. And like I said, the show was a big hit. How do I know it was a big hit? Well, as if the cover of TV Guide wasn't enough, the clincher was the cover of Dynamite magazine. Yep, that's how you could tell the really big hits when you were 12 or 13. Dynamite magazine. Man, I loved it. The only way I think you could get it was by ordering it through those little Scholastic book order forms in school. Really great stuff. I wish it were still around. So here's the TV Guide listing. Yep, the actual listing for the first episode with Bigfoot in it. I remember seeing this print ad and freaking out. It says, Steve led to a death trap by giant man-beast. And then as you peruse the smaller print, it says exactly what I'd hoped it would say. Face to face with Bigfoot. TV Guides usually come out about a week in advance of the listings, and the time between reading that ad, which I did over and over, and actually watching the show, well, it seemed like an eternity. I've got to say, I wasn't disappointed when it aired. Bigfoot was humongous, and when Steve and Bigfoot finally clash, it's epic. By the way, I love the tunnel which led to Bigfoot's hideaway. Super cool. Apparently a new addition at the time to the Universal Studios tour. Initially, the attraction was inspired by another movie, but once this episode aired, it would be associated with the $6 Million Man for almost 2 decades. Okay, so if you haven't seen this episode and plan on watching it, I'm going to slow things down for just a second so that you can stop watching this video. Yep, spoiler alert coming up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You see, it turns out that Bigfoot is bionic. He was built and controlled by aliens to protect them from this planet's inhabitants. Now, I must admit that a few of my friends thought the idea of a bionic Bigfoot was dumb, but not me. No way. In fact, it made the most sense. You know, the really cool thing about this two-part episode during Season 3 was the casting of Bigfoot, which went to wrestler Andre the Giant. Years later, I would shout and boo at Andre in person as he battled Hulk Hogan at a WWF event at the Salt Palace Event Center. And a few years later, I fell in love with him as an actor in one of my all-time favorite movies, The Princess Bride. So over the course of the next couple seasons, Steve would run into and partner up with Bigfoot when the situation turned extra dire. Andre would not return to the role. Instead, veteran actor Ted Cassidy would don the furry suit and fight alongside the $6 Million Man. Many of you may remember Ted better as Lurch in the Addams Family TV show. I guess it should be mentioned that with Bigfoot partnering up with Steve like that, he kind of became a superhero himself. He had his own action figure. I didn't get that one, but I did have one of those Steve Austin dolls. They were pretty cool, right? Okay, maybe they weren't so cool after all. Still, as the ad says, they were the #1 toy in America and a big hit for Kenner, which of course would have even greater toy success a couple of years later with their Star Wars line. With Bigfoot Mania in high gear, I guess it's no surprise that we'd see other versions hit the small screen. I really love the Sid and Marty Krofft produced Bigfoot and Wild Boy. In fact, I think the makeup and costume for Bigfoot surpassed what we saw in the $6 Million Man, which is no small feat for a Sid and Marty Krofft production, which are notorious for their low budgets and corresponding low production values. And even Shazam's female counterpart got into the action when the students at Andrea Thomas's school started to believe that someone or something huge was living in seclusion in the local mountains. And some of those students started to say, or at least whisper, that it was the legendary monster Bigfoot. She decided she needed to investigate. Of course, at the end of the day, we all learned a valuable lesson about acceptance and understanding. So that's it. Were you a fan of the $6 Million Man the way I was? And did you enjoy those Bigfoot episodes? Let me know what you think in the comments section, and while you're at it, I would absolutely love a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and I'd be honored if you would consider subscribing to my channel. I talk about music, movies, television, mostly from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff.
$6 Million Man's kissing you. I hope you enjoyed that video. But my friend Dave Sunstorm, you'll find his link in the chat. Yeah, Daily Dan's been drinking mixed drinks. Daily Dan's feeling good. I'm partying like it's 1999. And totally drawing a blank. Hold on for 1 minute. Okay. And we're going to show a video. A real quick video, apparently. By my real good friend, Pat McCormick, at the Golden Rage of TV. I dropped his link in the chat earlier, and he did a video a few days ago about Barney Miller. I think it was really good. If you like the old TV show Barney Miller, and you know, here on Night Fights, we're a good stuff retro TV show where we show the good stuff from back in the day, the retro stuff. And I wouldn't be doing the world justice unless I showed some Pat McCormick, because he is Retro King, and if you check out his channel, you'll see him doing really cool interviews with all the cool stuff. He's got something coming up. I'm not going to spoil it. You'll have to check it out. But he's doing an interview with the guy that played Eddie Munster, and that's going to be so cool. And he just done one with Loretta Swit, and that was awesome. And you'll find all them videos on his channel, The Golden Rage of TV, and that link is in the chat.
Greetings, fellow classic TV fans. Barney Miller ran from 1975 to 82 for a total of 170 episodes. Although not the instant hit that most would think, the show always had the full support of the ABC network, which eventually paid off. It grew into a timeless classic, but cop-based sitcoms had been around since the days of Andy Griffith and Car 54. What seemed to set Barney Miller apart was that even real-life cops felt it was more realistic than many of the police procedural dramas that were filling the classic TV airwaves. From an article in the New York Times, it was reported that most NYPD officers felt the show's emphasis on the non-glamorous realities of police desk work, combined with the humorous banter, was actually more true to form and how it really usually was. Yet another realistic aspect of Barney Miller was its diverse cast. Main characters included actors of Asian descent, African American, Hispanic, Caucasian, and one of the earliest inclusions of an openly gay recurring character. An actual NYPD detective is quoted as saying, "Life really is more like Barney Miller than NYPD Blue." Who would have thought? Actor Dennis Farina, who you'd recognize from the series Manhunter, Crime Story, and LA Law, was an 18-year veteran of the Chicago police force. He called it one of the most realistic cop shows ever on television. The series' many awards included 2 consecutive Golden Globes for Best Television Comedy in 1976 and 77, as well as a Peabody Award in 78. And in 2013, TV Guide ranked Barney Miller at number 46 in its top 60 best TV series ever.
And that's my friend Pat McCormick. That's just a little taste of the good stuff you'll find on his channel. You should go over and check it out. You'll find his link in the chat. And it's about that time. Like I said, I was only going to be on for an hour tonight. I was only going to talk to y'all for a little while and talk about upcoming stuff here on the Danny Staton channel. You'll find me here on Wednesday nights doing a little show called Night Flights, which will be a little bit longer than the night's welcome back thing I'm doing. And you'll find me on the Daddy Dan blog, which you'll find that link in the chat. You'll find me there on Saturday nights at 13 o'clock, which is about 12:45 a.m. Eastern. I don't know what time that'll be for most of you people who's not Eastern, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. And as I hadn't been playing much music tonight because it's a short show, right? But the best way to close it out is with some really cool tunes. And you know I got some friends called Islam Etha who always let me play their music on my channel. And I love these guys. So I'm going to say good night to everybody, and you don't have to stay. But I'm going to play you out with a really cool song by Islam Etha. I want to thank everybody for coming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the stupid little bell. Be sure to check out my friend Michael Harper in the chat. Be sure to check out all the cool links I've dropped in the chat. Be sure to not overdo it, because I'm partying like it's 1999. You don't have to, but I am. Happy trails, everybody.